Hi guys, it's Jason, or Fag in New York City, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about Anora. Sean Baker is my favorite director. He directed the Florida Project, which was shot on 35mm, and I believe Anora was as well. Anora is about a sex worker who kind of gets swept up in this Cinderella story, and then it kind of crashes and burns and falls apart. As someone who is familiar with that line of work, notice I say familiar because I don't want to get canceled and I don't want my parents to disown me again. The film really spoke to me on a lot of levels. Number one, Anora is absolutely stunning. Like, I could look at that girl all day and I'm gay. I just like, it's like interesting because I was telling my date that I went with that I want my body to be depicted in the way that hers is, but I don't want to be seen as a girl. I just want to be seen as like hot, sexy, beautiful, you know, pretty. So, I'm sorry. I'm sitting on my feet because I'm trying to get the right shot and it hurts so bad. 1 second. That's better, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to do something different because all of my like thumbnails are gonna look the same, so I'm trying to like make them look different. And I'm trying to do like a comfy cozy vibe, you know? Yeah, so I believe that Anora truly deserved better. So this is not like a video essay, this is just gonna be like me sharing my thoughts on the film, and it's very unstructured. But here we go. So, right, like, you know, also at Sarah Lawrence, I took a class called Working Girls. It was a film history class, and we talked about women workers and like what are they called? Servants, like telephone operators, a lot of different things. Like sex workers was also one of them. And I think, like, you know, what Sean Baker shows us is that Anora loses everything in the end. And it's like she goes on this whole journey of like, you know, being swept up by this young millionaire, whatever the hell he is, and having a big mansion, having access, like having her needs met. There's specifically a scene where when she's leaving the club, she says to the guy, she says, if you give me my 401k and my benefits, I'll stay here. And he goes, that's not gonna happen. And that's like a harsh reality for sex workers, right? Is that they're putting their life on the line, they're risking everything to have an income, and they're not protected at all, which is really upsetting, you know? Because when people tell me like sex work is dangerous, don't do it, it's like, it's dangerous because of how you treat sex workers. It's not it's like sex work is as dangerous as any other job, you know, like you're interacting with a customer, client, like massage, right? Like you're interacting with somebody and you don't know who that person is. So there's risk with massage and sex work, but we treat them very differently, right? Like sex workers are providing a service. Anora is this beautiful girl and she's fulfilling this fantasy for this young millionaire, and it's like, she's not even protected. Like in the end, she loses everything. And it's like from the start of like getting access to wealth, she meets these like Russian boss kind of guys who are there to like reprimand Vanya, which is the millionaire, and she gets the burnt end of it. She gets assaulted, and it's like there's this character, I don't remember his name, but she tells him, you have rape eyes. If we were alone, you would have raped me. And at the end of the film, you know, when she is returned back home, she starts pleasuring this guy. And, you know, throughout the whole film, she's giving to everybody else, right? Like, we see her giving sex to Vanya and putting on shows for strip teases, like letting him fuck her like really fast, and she's like, Vanya, like, let's take it slow. But it's like he doesn't touch her at all. He doesn't pleasure, you know, her breasts. He doesn't go down there. He doesn't touch her except for like to penetrate her. And penetration is often, you know, for the male, the cis men. It's not for anybody else. In my experience, I don't really like it unless I'm in love with you. So it's like, it's like this poor girl is used and like stripped of everything. Like the guys come into the house when she's not even changed, and Vanya runs off, and she's like, Vanya, Vanya, and like, you know, she is not dressed. I mean, she has like pajamas on, like a t-shirt and shorts. And this guy, the one with the rape eyes, assaults her because she keeps trying to run away. And it's like at the end when she's fucking him, she just breaks down and starts crying, and he's holding her. And it's like, that's the best she gets. The best she gets is to go back to her life where she's probably food insecure, where, you know, her needs are not met. And the best she gets is a man who assaulted her. And he's the one, you know, throughout the film that says, I want to support you, I want to take care of you. And it's crazy because it's like you have this abusive, I would say, because he's, you know, tied her up. He doesn't let her roam free, you know, like he's responsible for keeping her in check. It's kind of like the Beast movie, I forgot what the fuck it's called, Beauty and the Beast, where like, you know, she's like in love with her captor. It's like, but Anora's not in love with him. She doesn't like him. But at the end, she's upset and crying, and she starts having sex with him. And it's like, he goes to kiss her, and that's when she breaks down. And I think that's interesting. It's like when he goes to kiss her, because kissing is like, I think it's a very intimate thing, right? Like I could have sex with someone off Grindr, or I could see a client, but the minute that we kiss, it's like, that's intimate. Like, no. Like, I don't want that with anybody. I want that with my lover, with my boyfriend, when I have a boyfriend. So yeah, I'm sorry that this was a little all over the place. Like, this is not a video essay. This is just me putting my thoughts out there, my fresh thoughts, because I just saw the movie. And I think, like, it's a really important movie. I think, like, I did take a break halfway through because it just got so repetitive, because it's like they're looking for Vanya, and it's like, another thing I want to talk about is like the mother, right? So they want to annul the marriage because she is a sex worker, and, you know, she says, we are two consenting adults, we are in love. And they go, you are not in love, Vanya is a kid. And it shows that, like, again, she is being used for Vanya's pleasure. You know, at the end, when he gets on the plane, he says to her, thanks for a fun weekend, or a fun week. And she's like, what the fuck? You know, because they're married. And I think that's very interesting, because it also shows that, like, young men with money, right, like, in our society, having money and wealth is seen as being smart, as being better, as being seen as, you know, wiser, being seen as, like, sexier. But it's like, Vanya might be sexy and fun, but he has no emotional intelligence. He's literally like a dud. Like, he doesn't do anything for her except give her money for marrying him, buy her like a 4-carat ring, and getting married in Vegas. Like, he doesn't give Anora anything. But you know what she gives him? Sexual pleasure. She gives him emotional, like, comfort, you know? Like, her job as a sex worker, like, you know, a lot of people think it's just sex, but Anora is very kind and sweet, and she goes out of her way to make sure that her clients feel safe and comforted. And that's what I really like about Anora, because she'll say, like, oh, like, let's go in the back room, what do you want, what do you think? And she's very kind and sweet, and, you know, people, but she doesn't take shit. Like, she doesn't take shit. Like, when the guys come to, like, rough her up, she kicks them, she bites them, she breaks it, like, throws them off of her. Like, she doesn't take shit, but she's a very kind person. And I think that's how the world should see sex workers, is that they are just people who are giving a service, and they deserve life, they deserve security. They deserve comfort. And again, like, you know, YouTube is kind of similar. It's like I get on here, I talk, you know, like I try to make people feel comfortable and safe and happy, and, you know, I also try to like act cute, you know, and like look at my little outfit, like I just got it. It's my little shirt that I'm wearing for my Anora video, you know, like I like, I don't know, I think there are parallels. And I do think Anora deserved better. I mean, maybe I'll make like an actual video essay about this that's like structured. If you want to see that, let me know. But I'm just trying to make reviews where I just like ramble, because it takes me like a few days to process. Like I saw this film like 3 days ago, I think. So it takes me time to process, and my thoughts can get like jumbled in my brain. But I do have thoughts, and I really like the film, and I think everybody should go see it. You could see it at the Angelica Theater, at the Indie Theater. There's a little cafe, it's really cute. Yeah, and just like, when you watch Nora, think of me. Anyways, thanks for listening to me ramble about Anora. If you want to see me ramble about more films, like this video and comment down below, and I will try to yap more, as they say, about films. So, go see Anora, Angelica Theater, and let me know how you like it. Bye, guys.